All right, guys, here's the thing. Everybody, California, we're talking high pressure fisheries. We're talking Lake Chabot today. We're talking crankbaits and we're talking jerkbaits. I want to tell you guys everything that I know about Lake Chabot, crankbaits, jerkbait fishing there. And I also want to tell you everything that I've basically heard and learned from other people at Lake Chabot about those same baits. So today, we're going to go in depth. We're going to talk in detail. Let's get to it. Jerkbaits. All right, guys, jerkbaits are just a bummer there. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. Don't waste your time. Jerkbaits, keep them in their tackle box. You know, keep them at home. Keep them at home. Okay. Next, okay, the big one, crankbaits. This is a bit more difficult. Crankbaits work really well at Lake Chabot, but you have to have them in the right colors. And when I say the right colors, I mean craw patterns and, you know, usually, basically craw pattern is king, but you can get away with a shad pattern and you can get away with a bluegill pattern. If you're throwing anything else, you're wasting your time. I have only seen maybe 6 pound, 7 pound fish come off of crankbaits at Lake Chabot. So don't let that deter you. You know, what I would be throwing right now if I'm at Lake Chabot and I'm crankbait fishing is I want medium to deep diving crawfish, shad, and bluegill patterns. I want crankbaits that are pretty good. I mean, go with a good brand. You know, spend a little bit of money. There's not a lot of structure in the lake, so you're not going to break a lot of bills. You're not going to get a lot of snags. This is going to be huge. This is going to be really to your benefit. The water clarity is not very good. You get a rattle in a lot of those crankbaits. That's going to work better than the silent ones. I didn't do very well on silent. Some of the crankbait brands that I did pretty good on there were some Rapala X-Rabs. I mean, not some XRC. They're basically like lipless crankbaits, Rapala. And I've done well on Strike King, the square bill Arashis there. Did good on the CNC, Crackle and Crank. Yeah, Rapala, craw pattern was hot. And also did well on the Strike King 5XD. And I would imagine, you know, you could go bigger and still get deeper to bigger fish. But generally, that's all you need to know when you're crankbait fishing at Lake Chabot is craw, shad, and bluegill patterns are key. Square bills work. Deep diving, mid diving is the depth you want. Shallow diving crankbaits are kind of a joke there. And yeah, I mean, the bigger the bait, sometimes the better, guys. But remember, it's Lake Chabot. So it's frustrating. You know, you've got the crankbaits, you got the color, you're ready to go. Question is, how do you fish it? Well, you're gonna fish it aggressive. You're gonna fish it fast for the most part, and you're gonna fish steady retrieves. But then in the steady retrieve, you're gonna have small little variables like twitching of the rod. Don't over twitch it, don't overwork the lure, don't underwork the lure. It's a bit frustrating. If you underwork the lure, the fish usually don't want it. If you overwork it, it doesn't look real either. So it has to be that perfect blend. It's a cadence you're gonna have to develop, but I would start with a slow roll, a medium roll, and then just like a faster pace reel, but don't burn it. They're not gonna get it. Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about is what kind of line. You want heavy line. Big fish in that lake, heavy line. You want a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel, and you want a medium heavy rod, okay? Maybe even medium heavy. All right, so the last thing we want to talk about is location. All right, guys, I like to focus on points. I like to focus on points, and I like to focus on points. I hope you get the point. Next, I like to focus on like grass lines, like so grass that has just a bit of water. So say there's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20 feet of water, and there's some grass, some hydrilla, something that's going to cast shade, I like to fish over that, especially the thicker the better. Okay, so that's number 2. And then the next place you really want to focus on the crankbait is going to be anywhere you can find rock. There's not a lot of rock in that lake, and anywhere you can find structure and lay downs, there's not a lot of that in that lake. So, also just grinding it on the bottom, I mean, that's creating reactions sometimes when you get those deep diving crankbaits. That's pretty much where you want to fish them. And if you're wondering when's the best time to fish the crankbait at Lake Chabot, I've caught them early in the morning, I've caught them, you know, midday, and I've caught them in the evening. So really, it depends. Are they there? You know, are they active that day? Are they, you know, there's a lot of depending factors. Also, you know, when you're fishing the crankbait, try to fish it as many angles as you can. The angle matters. I think that's everything, guys. I hope we've covered everything. If we haven't, go ahead and just message us down below. Let us know if you have any questions, and stay tuned for more, guys. More videos. Stay tuned.